They must be destroyed! Exterminate them! Exterminate!
We propose an alliance.
An alliance with the Mechanoid Empire.
Correct.
Interesting. We know there are only two of you.
Only 2 Daleks? How closely did you count?
Hello and welcome back to the History of series. Continuing our journey in early Dalek history, we have the Mechon Wars, fought bitterly between them and the Mechanoids, the first alien species to truly be a real threat to Dalek supremacy. So what's the story of this time? Let's find out. The Mechanoids were originally obedient robots sent by humans to ready suitable planets for colonization on behalf of IMC. According to one account, this was in the 24th century, 50 years before the war with the Krayt. However, Earth got caught up in interplanetary wars such as the Human-Draconian War, the Second Dalek War, and the Third Dalek War, which put an end to the Earth Empire's expansionist phase, and so the colonists never arrived. Alone on Mechanus, the Mechanoids continue to fulfill their function of keeping the colony ready for humans if they ever arrived, and imprisoned any intruders who did not possess the colonists' original recognition code. One account claimed they achieved sentience in this time. The Mechanoids, having grown into a fearsome interplanetary power, first clashed with the expanding Dalek Empire when they built a space station for refueling on the route to the planet Auric. The Mechanoids used their suspicion ray on one of the Daleks there, causing it to perceive other Daleks as enemies and kill them. The Mechanoid interceptor which held the ray was destroyed by the Daleks, but the Dalek ship was then attacked and melted by 2 other Mechanoid ships. The Mechanoids then broadcasted a message to the Daleks on Skaro, warning them to avoid their territory. The Daleks instead began preparing for war with the Mechanoids. The Zorovians, seeking to prevent a war from breaking out between the Daleks and Mechanoids, sent their robot agent 2K to accomplish this. The robot manipulated the Daleks into destroying the rogue planet Skardal, which they had set on a collision course with Mechanus, then told the Mechanoids that the Daleks had saved them purposefully. The Mechanoids then called off the war, though they still considered the Daleks their enemies. The Black Dalek tasked a squad of pursuer Daleks with hunting down the Doctor. They located him on the planet of Iridius, along with his companions Ian Chesterton, Barbara Wright, and Vicky Pallister. Their pursuit ended on Mechanus in the Mechanoid city, where they battled the Mechanoids there. As the battle raged on, the time travellers escaped along with Stephen Taylor, an astronaut who had crash-landed on Mechanus and been taken prisoner by the Mechanoids because he did not know their code. The Daleks invaded the Mechanoid city on Mechanus again after discovering the Mechanoids were the creators of a mechanical planet which had endangered Skaro in the 27th century. The Mechanoids had been working on a mechanical sun to replace the destroyed mechanical planet. They came close to winning by drawing the Daleks into a successful ambush. The Black Dalek responded by deploying the Atom Divider, which destroyed the city. A surviving Mechanoid swore revenge. As there were a number of other worlds where the Mechons waited for humans, the Daleks knew that it would be a serious problem should the Mechanoids be allowed to grow in strength. Accordingly, they began to systematically search out and destroy all of the Mechon worlds. According to one account, an experimental capsule containing a small party of Daleks was fielded during the Mechon Wars in order to test time warping on their enemies. Damaged by the Mechanoids, the craft was sent hurtling through time and space to Vulcan, the site of a human colony which the Daleks attempted to conquer in the Vulcan incident. By this account, the Daleks prevailed in the long and bitter Mechon Wars prior to the outbreak of the Dalek-Mechon War. By the conclusion of the Mechon Wars, the Daleks had developed the Time Vortex Magnetron, which they used to execute the Time Paradox incident. The Daleks, assisted by their Mavellan servants, later fought other Mechanoids, whose purpose was likewise simply to keep an abandoned colony pristine for non-existent human masters on Hesperus. By 2382, Mechanoids were no longer used by humans and had not been for some time. Mechanoids were used to construct the human colony on Leth, before being sealed away in a hidden chamber and abandoned for years. Davros uncovered the Mechanoid shells and combined them with organic tissue to create juggernauts. After manipulating the Sixth Doctor to find him on Leth, the Black Dalek ordered an invasion to capture Davros. The juggernauts were initially successful at repelling the Daleks, until Melbush changed their programming to make them attack Davros instead, which enabled Dalek reinforcements to destroy them. In the era of the Dalek Restoration Empire, the Mechanoids ruled their own Mechanoid empire, led by a Mechanoid queen. After the Daleks had learned of the temporal fluctuations caused by the 10th Doctor poisoning the Kotura in the Dark Times, they invaded the planet Islos for more information, only to earn the ire of a hostile entity who destroyed much of their military force. Rapidly losing ground to the entity, the Dalek Emperor travelled to Mechanus, accompanied by the Dalek Prime Strategist and a small entourage of Silver Daleks, and was met by the Queen. When the Emperor admitted that he required her aid, the Queen took him to her star chamber, leaving his saucer guarded, where they reviewed the entity's trail of destruction through the Dalek Empire. At the same time, the strategist demanded to see a scientist, and was eventually met by Mechanoid 2150, who took him to inspect the orbital defences. A power draw began affecting the city, despite the strategist and Mechanoid 2150 trying to stop it, leaving the Mechanoids defenceless. With the power completely gone, the Emperor revealed that he had led the entity directly to Mechanus. The Mechanoids defended against the entity, during which it demanded the surrender of the Emperor. As it began breaking through, the Queen abandoned the Emperor out in the open. Together, Mechanoid 2150 and the strategist used the orbital array to send the entity back to its original dimension. Furious at being used against the entity, the Queen ordered the Emperor and strategist to leave Mechanus, promising that the Mechanoids would bring an end to the Daleks. The Queen and 2150 led the Mechanoid attack on Skaro, but the Emperor revealed the Daleks were not as weak as they had originally been led to believe, and unleashed an army of Silver Daleks from their deepest vaults. During the ensuing battle, the Queen and 2150 found the strategist and attempted to turn him against the Emperor. He pretended to agree, and they escorted him through the battle to a chamber when he and 2150 plotted to use Skaro's beam projector to send the Emperor through a portal to the entity's dimension. The strategists betrayed the Mechanoids at the last moment, and sent their army through the portal instead. The Mechanoids' last stronghold was on Magella. The Daleks at the time, when their Emperor anticipated a coming conflict with another enemy, attacked and destroyed all of the Mechanoids, rendering them extinct. This effort was led by the Dalek commander of the 7th Incursion Squad, who would later be named leader of the cult of Skaro, known as Dalek Sec, by the Emperor in light of the success. On Red Rocket Rising, the 8th Doctor mockingly asked the Supreme if the Daleks were currently fighting the Mechanoids, amongst other enemies. During the 41st century, Mechanoid shells were recovered from worlds ravaged by the Daleks and brought to Station 7. At some point, a new Dalek paradigm force attacked the station while searching for the Abomination, and the Mechanoid shells were destroyed along with the station. During the Time War, the Time Lords cited the Mechanoids as an effective example of anti-Dalek weaponry, as evidenced in the Mechanoid incident. The Dalek Combat Training Manual noted that the machines, should they be reprogrammed, could provide an excellent line of defense against the Daleks. Human historians in the post-Time War universe, following the Siege of Trenzalore, understood that the war between the Daleks and the Mechanoids began with the Mechanoid incident, and lasted for centuries before the Daleks prevailed. The Daleks' new conquests had turned their advance towards the outer galaxies in the half a millennium leading up to their attempt to invade the Mutter's Spiral in the year 4000. And that is the story of the Mechon Wars, a series of bitter conflicts fought throughout various points in Dalek history, showcasing the threat that the Mechanoids really posed. The fact that they were able to survive so long, up until basically just before the Time War and potentially beyond that, shows their longevity. They could really fight back against the Daleks and win enough battles to thrive. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video then consider leaving a like and subscribing down below, as it really helps out the channel. But as always, thanks for watching.